Good morning everybody. Well, it's morning for me. If I were to go by YouTube statistics, then the majority of you lovely people watch this on a Sunday evening. Let me know in the comments below, do you watch this with your breakfast, on your commute, or do you chill out on the weekend and watch my videos? Anyway, today I've brought you to a lovely part of Brighton called Stanmer Park. It's seen behind me here, lovely woodland walk. It's open to the general public. There's a car park that way, there's a car park that way, and it's just a very lovely short walk to this location. And I've been here multiple times. Fingers crossed you get mist. We're not going to get any mist today. I'm not even sure we're going to get some lovely light today. But I just wanted to show you this location because I've been coming here for quite a few years. And I think if you live locally, or if you want to travel a little bit, definitely worth looking up. So very straightforward. If you do come here, expect people to be walking their dogs up and down here, cyclists, runners, and sometimes I don't include a lot of people in my photographs, but occasionally the odd silhouette helps with scale. It just adds that little bit extra. So although as a landscape photographer you might be thinking, oh, get out of my shot, this location will benefit from somebody in the photograph. As well as this lovely landscape location, today's video is going to be about a controversial topic, which it shouldn't be, but it is, and that is tripod recommendations. Now, what appears to be a really innocent question, if you were to go on social media, any sort of platform, photography group or something like that, and chuck out the innocent question, does anybody have a recommendation for a tripod? You would think that that would cause no harm, but just watch the comments explode. Now, what is really interesting is that whether you've noticed this or not, 9 times out of 10, everybody will recommend their tripod. The remaining 10%, the 1 in 10 will say, definitely avoid this tripod because this was a disaster. But otherwise, everybody will be recommending their tripod. Okay, so let's just say you get 50 comments in that question and very few of them will be the same answer. So where does that leave you? You've got loads of opinions. They're mostly going to be strangers on some sort of social media platform, and you've got no consistency in the feedback or recommendation. Where does that leave you? Well, ideally you need to find somebody who's independent, somebody that tests cameras and equipment for a living, somebody that is not financially, emotionally, or in any way attached to the equipment that they're reviewing. Completely independent, impartial, not sponsored, somebody that you can trust. So where do you come into this, Ben? Well, if any of you follow my channel, then you may know that I don't rely upon YouTube financially. So whenever I do a gear review, I'm doing it because I'm intrigued by the product, I'm interested in it, or I want one. On the topic of tripods, I've made a previous video where I was comparing travel tripods. So I have had exposure to maybe 10 different tripods over the years and a variety of different brands and products. And I go out with other photographers, so I see what gear they're using and I get to try it out. And over the last year, I've been using a Sirui ballhead. I totally mispronounced their company name when I was doing a review of it previously. I called it Sirui, but it's pronounced Sirui. So this ballhead here, I bought with my own money, and Sirui got in touch and they said, would you like to review the tripod that goes with the ballhead? And I said, yes, because obviously I'm very happy with the ballhead. I spent my own money on it. I can see the contradiction here, but it's genuinely a good ballhead. Oh, I've created a nightmare for myself. I bought this ballhead with my own money. I've got about 5 or 6 different ballheads at home, so I can pick and choose what I use, and I choose to use this one. Just briefly, it is Arca Swiss compatible, so you can see here I've got a 5D Mark III with a 16 to 35 2.8. So this is quite a heavy setup, and I've got an L bracket, and because it's Arca Swiss, I can mount the camera horizontally or vertically. I can also take that camera, put it on here, film myself. So that is why, if you didn't see that previous video, I'm totally into the Arca Swiss plate system from now on. Now some of you might be thinking, but Ben, don't you feel somehow obliged to say nice things about it because they've sent it to you for free? Well, the truth is no. If it was no good, I would just send it back to them. It's as simple as that. I would rather that my audience trust me and they know that I'm telling them the absolute truth versus just being a complete sellout. Before I get into the details, let's take some photographs because the sun is coming up to the left here. But spoiler alert, it's a really good tripod. Now the light is not happening how I wanted it to. The sun is kind of between clouds on the horizon. Let me just talk you through some of the things to consider if you come here and photograph this. This bank of trees with a public footpath running through it, the sun rises to the side of it. So you can actually photograph it from that end back there, shooting back this way, or you can go this way and then shoot back that way. It's quite a flexible location, and I think it works better if you've got a human subject in it. So if you want to get the shot, fine, or you could just wait for some people to run past or cycle past. This morning's not the ideal conditions, but if you get prediction for mist, I would highly recommend you get down here, because black and white mist shots, sun rays, Okay, I'm not making these conditions up. I have got some photographs. I'll overlay them now, but obviously I'm not going to get that sort of condition today. So I'll put up the photographs that I've taken today, and then I'll put up what can be achieved here in the right conditions. I've switched to the 70-200 and the scene is much better now. So I'm at 100mm, so if you're coming here, bring a 70-200. Now I've got zero quality light this morning, but I'll be converting these to black and white, and at least you've bookmarked this location and you just keep on coming back until you get ideal conditions. So this is a 4-section carbon fibre tripod. So as you can see from this overlay here, when I actually condense it down and put it on the side pouch of my camera bag, it doesn't actually project up any higher than the camera bag, which is really good. If you get, say, a 2 or 3 section tripod, then when folded down, it's actually much bigger. So that's really nice. If I were to raise the central column, the camera's probably going to go out of frame here. Right, so that's the central column at its highest. If I had a flip out screen, this could still work, but otherwise the highest I would need the central column to be coming up might be there, which is about halfway. So overall, in terms of height and stability, this tripod is spot on. Okay, the sun is not playing ball, so we're done at this location. Let's head home and I'll show you around the tripod. Right, let's talk about this tripod. The model number is the ST-124, and the ball head on top of it is the, I don't know if this ball head has actually got model number, but I'll put a link in the description below. For full disclosure, they sent me the tripod itself. This ball head I already owned, so that was one of the reasons why maybe they reached out to me, because I was already using one of their products in my landscape videos. It's carbon fibre, it's got 4 sections, the legs on this are round, and the center column is triangular. And what that means is when you close it up, there's very little wasted space inside. The first observation, as soon as I took this out of the box, is how nice the locking mechanism is. The grips here, I mean, I've only had this for a couple of weeks, so I'm not sure how long they will stay this nice, but these are the nicest feeling rubber grips on any tripod I've ever had a go on. Literally, when you hold on to that, you'll think, that's a properly made tripod. So you can grab all 3, and it actually promotes it on here. It says half twist, so you don't have to go twisting them a crazy amount, okay? Half twist. And I promise you, if you buy one of these and you get your hands on that and you'll think, yeah, Ben was absolutely right. There's such a good feeling to those. Getting carried away, but something else it says on here is waterproof system. So I asked them what this means, and essentially, if, like I have been, you take it out and you stick it in the sea, these carbon fibre sections will get wet. And then if you don't dry it off whilst you're there on the beach, you push that in and the water goes inside your tripod. Supposedly, this waterproof system stops the water tracking back up inside the tripod. In terms of how high this is going to go to, it's a good height once you extend all of the legs, and that's without the central column. So I'll put up the statistics from their website as I make this video, but as a starting position, it extends up to a good height without the central column. Another unique feature that is on this tripod that is on none of my others, and it's genuinely on my list of things to buy, is some spikes. This has got a little trick up its sleeve. You'll see if I twist the bottom section, spikes reveal themselves. absolutely magic. I had no idea. That was a really nice surprise actually. Because I do a mixture of landscape photography, architecture photography and seascapes, sometimes you want rubber feet. If I'm on somebody's brand new marble floor, I don't want to be scratching that up. Alternatively, if I'm on a hill, these spikes will come really handy. So that is a really nice feature that just comes built into the tripod. If I take this tripod head off, okay, so this is what they were trying to explain to me, but it's a bit difficult over an email. So underneath the tripod head, whichever one you choose to put on, you've got a metal bolt and then you've got this central section. And what they're saying is that is the larger thread. I don't know how big that is. They always have 1/8 inches or something. You can either have it the larger filter thread, or because they've included this, you can flip it upside down and then you've got the smaller attachment, which is what goes straight into a camera. Okay, so this color-coded blue section on the side, that allows you to raise your central column, and because it's triangular, it's actually got a really nice mechanism on it. On the side you've got some quite large threads. What would that be? That would be a female thread, so you could screw things into it, which might be good for a microphone attachment or a clamp or something like that. So it's got two different size inputs on the side, and then the only thing remaining is the catches, which allows you to extend the legs out beyond the normal clicks. Okay, so once again, really nice, well-made mechanisms for the side here. I think they're sprung. Yep, you can hear them clicking as I put them back. And since I'm pairing this with my own Sirui ballhead, let's talk quickly about this, because you might want to get the two of them together. So I've been using this down on the beach in some quite windy, rough, wavy environments. And this ballhead itself, I've been using for the last year in some windy conditions, some lovely conditions as well, but I am confident that this ballhead can take a lot of weight. Typically I put a very heavy setup on it. So this is a 5D3 and a 16-35 with an L bracket. And these are all Arca Swiss. So I'm totally Arca Swiss now. And when that's tightened up, it's not going anywhere. So you've got a few options. You can loosen this. That will allow you to pan. That's to tighten the camera on, and that is solid. And then you've got it's kind of a geared ball head. So it's got numbers on the side, and if I just let go, it's not like it completely drops off. If you buy a cheap ball head and you undo it, the camera will just drop. Okay, you can gently undo that and it will slowly fall, and you can just crank it up. That is not going anywhere at all, solid. So I quite comfortably put a Canon DSLR on here with a Canon 100-400, and that's my heaviest setup. I think that was a few kilograms anyway. So let's just say you're doing some landscapes and you want to shoot horizontal. That's nice and easy. And if you didn't have an L bracket, then I am very confident you could just twist this around here, loosen the ball head, spin the camera around like that and tighten that up. And because this is such a solid ball head, that will keep your camera still even in the portrait orientation. Alternatively, if you've got an L bracket, just undo that, chuck that round there, and then you're good to go. That is how I use my camera and this setup. So why don't we take it out for a spin? We're going to shoot some landscapes, we're going to shoot some architecture, and see how this tripod and this head perform together. Good morning everybody. It's a bit lively down here. I can see my camera. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. Good conditions for photography, not great conditions for making video. So on that note, I might just take the photographs and then talk about them afterwards. Amazing! I think we're done here. Time out. Whoa. I probably should have brought some wellies with me. Wellies would have been a good idea. I think we're about to find out if this tripod is any good when it gets wet, because through no choice of my own, the waves are coming in and I'm keeping my composition, so... I thought the tide was going out, but maybe it's coming in, I don't know. Either way, we're testing out the tripod to see if you can get wet. Right, I've got a 2-minute exposure going on. There's a medium breeze. I've got the central column raised this much and I've kind of buried it into the sand a bit, but otherwise the images seem to be coming out nice and sharp. So it seems to be doing the job for this quite challenging condition actually. This camera is on a travel tripod extended to its full height, and I can see it's waving around a little bit, whereas a bigger tripod, you're not going to have that problem. Tonight's photography task, I am photographing a building that I designed for the architect's practice that I work for. Yeah, that's it. So the sun set around half an hour ago. You can see the sky in the background. Twilight photo shoot. Beautiful looking house. Found some shelter from the wind to talk to the camera. Right, let's wrap this up. I've been using this tripod for about 6 weeks now. I spent ages doing my reviews. The people that send me this stuff really chase me, like, when's the video coming? Well, I need to properly test this gear out before I feel comfortable making a video and talking about it. I love everything about it. Actually, there's nothing bad to say. I think one of my favorite things, and I got totally excited about it at the beginning of this video, is the feeling of these rubber twisting locks. So satisfying. Winter's on its way, and these, I reckon comfortably you could use gloves with these. If you want to summarize how I feel about this tripod, it's going to live in my camera bag. It's going to live on my camera bag. This is now my go-to tripod for photography. Full stop. So if you want a recommendation, this is my new tripod. So if you are interested in picking up one of these, I'll put a link in the description. The model number for the tripod itself is the ST-124. You can buy it in a combo kit, so you can buy different heads with it as well. Sirui have different stores, so they've got one for Europe, one for China, one for America, I believe. So what I'll do is I'll put some links in the description just so that you can make sure that this is available in your country, so that you don't have to import it and incur tax, etc. So thank you to Sirui for sending me this tripod. Very much appreciated it, and I highly recommend it. That's everything for this video. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.